Welcome class to arithmetic. Today in this short video, we will be figuring out and solving how to find the base when we are only given a percent or a percentage. Recently in class, we have been learning about bases, percentages, and percents. If you look over to our graph, we can see that it is divided by percent, 59%, 21%, and 10%, and our mystery percent. We can see that percentages show a partial value of a whole. A percentage written as a decimal is a percentage with the decimal point moved 2 place values over to the left of the percentage sign. This can be easy to remember if we draw our attention over to 10%. If you look at the percentage sign, you can see there are 2 dots or 2 zeros. This can be helpful to remember that it's 2 decimal points to the left that it has to move. For example, 10% would be 0.1, 21%, 0.21, 59%, 0.59. Can you tell me today what the value of the missing percentage would be? 59 plus 21 plus 10 subtracted from 100 would be, if you answered 10%, you would be correct. Percentages can be great when used to express values that need to be divided into different sections. When finding a percentage of a number, you multiply the base by the decimal value. If the total sales were $50,000, what would be the total sales for just the fourth quarter? We would take 50,000 and multiply it by 10% in its decimal form, which would be 0.1. Class, if your answer was $5,000, you would be correct. Now today we will learn how to find the base. Our terms are base, the original number, percentage, the smaller portion of the base, and percent, a portion of a whole expressed as a number between 0 and 100 instead of a fraction, such as 2%, 5%, 20%, 62%, or even 99% are all examples of what a percent is. Here's an example. The cost of this red car can be financed up to 90%. This 90% is a part of the whole cost. Now the whole cost, the $65,000, can be called the base. To find a percentage, we would multiply the base by the percent written as a decimal, and this percentage would be $58,500. To find the percent, we would compare the percentage to the base by setting up a fraction. This would lead us to find 90%. And finally, to find a base, like we are looking at today, we would divide our percentage, $58,500, by the percent written as a decimal, which would be 0.9, and that would lead us to our total of $65,000. Class, let's get some practice. 9 is 15% of what number? To find this answer, we would take 9 and divide it by 0.15. Lock in your answers, class. Number 2, 32 is 25% of what number? 32 divided by 0.25 would lead us in the correct way. Class, lock in your answers. I hope you are moving that pencil really fast today. Number 3, 16 is 8% of what number? Once again, 16 divided by 0.8 would lead us to our answer. Lock in your answer. Now 8 is 40% of what number? 8 divided by 0.4. Lock in your answers, class. If your answers read 60, 128, 200, or 20, you would be correct. Now, here are some percentages review questions. Write the percent equivalent to the nearest whole percent. Now, class, when moving from a percent to a decimal, we move the decimal point over 2 spaces to the left. Now, going from a decimal to a percentage, we would move our decimal point 2 places to the right. 0.42 could be correct, 42%. 0.09 could be expressed as 9%. Now for the fraction, we would have to divide it out and figure out what was left. 33% would be correct. Now for a little tougher one, 7/8. If you answered 88%, you would be correct. Now let's find the percent to the nearest whole percent. 16 is what percent of 24? If your answer was about 67%, you would be correct. 19 is what percent of 38? If your answer was 50%, you would be correct. Now 54 is what percent of 81? If your answer was once again about 67%, you would be correct. Now, let's take a glance and review what we have learned today. A base is our total original number. A percentage is the smaller portion of the base. And percent is a portion of a whole expressed as a number between 0 and 100 instead of a fraction. When finding the base, percentage, and percent, we can see the whole cost can be called the base. To find a percentage, we would multiply the base by the percent written as a decimal. To find the percent, we compare the percentage to the base by setting up a fraction. To find the base, we divide the percentage by the percent written as a decimal. Now, class, you are a pro at percentages. I hope this video has been helpful to review how to find a base, how to find a percent, and how to find percentages. I hope that we can hide all this information in our brains and in our hearts. That way we can do our best for the Lord in all things. Thank you, class, for watching this video.